Hello and welcome to another live. So today we're going to look at Beehiiv versus ConvertKit. So let's pull up Beehiiv versus ConvertKit. Which is better for new creators? So that's the plan today. We are going to look at both Beehiiv and ConvertKit and seeing what might be better for you. So basically, I am not in any way associated with these two companies, but I'm looking for a way to send out emails, and these are the two companies which I kind of narrowed it down to. So I thought it'd be quite fun to share kind of learning this together. So that's what I thought I'd do. So how we're going to do it is that we are going to score both of these in 5 areas. So we are going to look at just the initial thoughts. We're going to look at the website, see who else uses it, and what kind of features and stuff, just kind of first impressions. We are going to look at the main features of both Beehiiv and ConvertKit and see if there are any differences. We are going to look at the ease of use. So we're going to log in. I already kind of signed up for the free trial or the free accounts. So we can kind of jump in and look at the UI and UX and see which is easier to use. We're going to look at figuring out some use cases. So just getting some practical of how would you send out a bulk email, how would you set out an automation, and we just try to figure that out together. And then lastly, we're going to look at the price and value. So we're going to look at, what features do you get, how much does it cost, if you're just starting out, how much would it cost you, if you had maybe 1,000 subscribers to your newsletter, or if you had 10,000, how much would it cost? So we're going to kind of compare those two features. So hopefully this is going to be interesting. This is completely live, so there is no predetermined scores. I have no idea what's going to happen, what's going to turn up. So I think this is going to be hopefully interesting for you. Hopefully, if you are interested in using one of these email service providers, then I think these are two of the best ones. So if you choose either one of these, I'm pretty sure that you're going to be happy. So, I just got a message. So I don't know who this is from, but thanks for joining in on Twitch. So I just got a comment over on Twitch about some promotional offer or something like this. So I'm not too sure what it is, but we can kind of fire that across. If you are interested, something is over on Twitch. But yeah, so this is going to be a Beehiiv versus ConvertKit. And I'm totally unbiased. I'm going to learn this. I'm going to figure this out, and hopefully we'll learn something together. So let's get started, shall we? And hopefully I've got a browser up here as well. So this is how we're going to look at things directly together. So we're going to kind of scroll through the website. We're going to look at all the features and everything. So let's get going. So first up is the initial thoughts. So let's look at just the about section, so we can look at how long they've kind of been around, who they are, who's behind it, and what's the kind of trust, if there's any kind of scores on different websites and stuff. But both, we'll look at the website. Does it feel relevant? Does it feel fast? Does it feel reliable? And people who uses this, do they work with what kind of brands or people do they work with? Those are kind of things that I look for. So hopefully we can kind of look at these together. So let's start with about. And let's go over. So let's start with Beehiiv and let's kind of learn a little bit about them. So as you can see here, this is a newsletter platform built for growth, and it's built by newsletter people. So created by the Early Morning Brew team. So that's quite a famous newsletter. And you can probably see here, this must be the people they've kind of worked with. So we kind of see quite, well-known ones. What do you mean? Probably recognize that. Future party, that's pretty cool. But let's kind of go. Everything that you need to succeed, available in a single platform. No code needed, no complex integrations. Sounds good. Everything sounds good so far, and you get a 30-day free trial. And basically, create the most powerful editing design tools, publish, decide publish your newsletter, and grow and monetize. So I think this is basically as a modern email service provider for creators. They're kind of covering, that's their kind of target market, which is great. So before there might be kind of companies like MailChimp, which are great at this kind of stuff as well. But I think email and newsletters have developed so much over the years, and people are kind of making a living just from having curated newsletters. So let's see if we can figure out a little bit about them. So Beehiiv was born in 2021, so they are pretty new to the game. So that is always kind of good to know. It's like, how long have the companies been around for? So it's always nice if someone's been kind of in the game for longer. But they've just been around, and they are the early employers of Morning Brews. That's a kind of really big newsletter. So just some overview: 3 billion emails sent all time, 50 million unique readers, 1.75 million earned by newsletters. And the team. So they're 100% remote and globally distributed. That's super cool. I'm also remote, so I always think it's cool when there's companies out there who are fully remote. We come from various backgrounds, companies, and roles. We're all working together to build something special. This looks like the team here. So they got 36 full-time employees. They're in 7 countries where employees reside, 6 languages spoken, and super fun company offsite to date. So they got Series A from TechCrunch, Series C launch story. This is cool. I love when you can kind of like go in and kind of learn about the founders and kind of the stories behind it. I think this is kind of really big in today's world. Like, we want to connect with the people behind the companies. We don't just want to connect with like a faceless company. So it's really cool that we got real people here and we got real stories. And everybody looks so young. Everybody looks super young. All right, cool. And so next thing we want to look at was the website and the people who use it. So for me, I have a background in design, so I love kind of looking for these kind of things. So the website looks really clean. It looks really modern. It's fun as well, which is quite cool because I think email and newsletters and publishing like this can feel a bit corporate and dry. So I feel like they're definitely trying to target the creator market. So I think it's cool. They're trying to keep it bright. And this is cool. So when we're talking about people, so who's been using this, the Milk Road. So this is a newsletter that I kind of knew about already, or it's more specifically on X. Yeah, so this was the founder. It's Sean Puri, and he created the Milk Road, and it kind of exploded. This is when kind of crypto and Web3 was kind of super trending a few years ago. And yeah, you can see here, we launched on Beehiiv with nothing, scaled over 250,000 subscribers, and got acquired all under a year. Beehiiv is that powerful. So that is a really cool use case. That's really good to see. And yeah, and I guess the other people that kind of use it, this is probably where we will get other examples. Let me see if we can find anything else. Okay, so I don't see any more like big people examples. So I would love to have seen who else is using it. I guess there is this kind of like the scrolling, this bit here. But I would just love to see more of the people that are behind it, because if this is built for newsletter for people, then it'd be great to see what are the people that are using this as well alongside the kind of companies. So okay, and now let's move on to ConvertKit. So again, we are going to, let me just switch over. We want to go for the how long they've been around, who built it, what's kind of the trust behind it. Want to look at the website. How does it look and feel? Is it fast? Is it reliable? And the people who uses this. So these are the kind of things we're going to look for in ConvertKit as well. So let's kind of go over sustainable growth tools for creators. ConvertKit helps 600,000 creators like you work smarter, not harder, with email automation and monetization tools that work together to drive continuous growth. Okay, cool. So it's got these nice little kind of squiggles around here. Grow your audience, send beautiful emails, automate your marketing, and earn an income. The marketing hub you can rely on. Grow your audience, send beautiful emails, automate your marketing, and earn an income. More than, yeah, they got a number here. Over 600,000 creators, send over 2.5 billion emails each month. And then they've got all these people that use ConvertKit, which is super cool. And they have a nice breakdown used by creators like you, coaches, authors, podcasters, musicians. And we believe the future belongs to creators. Okay, so that's kind of the landing page. Let's learn a little bit more about them, shall we? So let's see if it's up here. Okay, maybe it's at the bottom. Bytes. Okay, so we are ConvertKit. More than just a software company, we are here to help you grow your business with email. So 75 members across 63 cities. The team behind ConvertKit is spread around the globe. We come together for one purpose: to make email easier and more robust for professional creators like you. Okay, cool. And again, we get to see more about the team here. Super cool. Looks like super cool people. Oh, wow. It's got a big list. It's nice. I like the way they have like images of the people. And okay, so that's kind of all that we have on this about page, but we can read more about the mission and values. I wonder if you can click on the people. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's nice. So you can get a bit of insight from this, again, the CEO and founder, and you kind of get a bit of a one-liner about him. And yeah, that's a nice kind of spot where you can kind of click on anyone and just kind of get to know them a little bit more. That's nice. And mission and values. So the mission and values: ConvertKit is on a mission to help creators earn a living online. Here's why we do what we do and how we get it done. So we exist to help creators earn a living. Vision. Okay, this is cool. I like it when you can read the kind of why behind companies. I always find that's quite nice. And I like that. So it's 100% independent. We won't sell, raise venture funding, or give up control. The creators we serve are our investors. All right. So that's nice. They've got a nice about section. I think it would be nice to have known a little bit more about the kind of company as well. So it's great seeing the mission and values, but it's nice to kind of hear about the company and how they kind of work in the culture and stuff as well. Okay, so just looking at the website, and then we'll think about the people as well. So yeah, again, the website is nice. It's clean. It's kind of user-friendly. I think that the way that they've kind of broken it down is really simple. So this is kind of like the UI UX stuff. Because when we were kind of scrolling through it before, it was kind of nice because they were really kind of like targeting of like making it really simple. So like, grow your audience, send beautiful emails, automate your marketing, earn an income. And then kind of scrolling down as well, these are kind of the use cases of people who might actually use it. I think that's great too. So I think in terms of a yeah, just figuring out what's kind of going on with the website. I think they're doing awesome. This is really cool. It's really helpful. Yeah, so big props to the UX people behind this and the UI. So again, I feel like it's a bit more professional, I would say, if we're kind of comparing it to Beehiiv. They're definitely taking two approaches. Beehiiv's very playful, and ConvertKit is kind of keeping it a bit safer and a bit more professional, which that's cool too. But everything's great. I think the UX works well and everything feels really nice. And the people who use this, so let's kind of go down here. And now I think this is what's super cool from seeing from ConvertKit, because we're seeing like lots of big names. So these are like kind of big influencers in the spaces. So it's like James Clear, from the author of Atomic Habits. You know, I'm seeing Ali Abdul, which is like a super big YouTuber with like millions of followers. We have Andrew Huberman, so Leon Bridges. So I think in terms of the people that use it and kind of having that, you know, real people who use this and having like names like Tim Ferriss is, I think, pretty huge. So this is kind of probably going beyond just companies and looking at kind of like big people in the spaces. So like Pat Flynn, I know, is super big and well known. And I love that they actually have like a range of different kind of creators. So you can kind of go from anywhere from like a novelist and a writing coach to a singer, songwriter. We even have a wildlife photographer. And then we have like YouTubers, entrepreneurs. So Neil Patel. So like lots of really big people. So I think that's really amazing to see. Okay, so that's kind of like the initial thoughts. Like let's kind of go back to here and let's throw down some scores. So I'm going to say that in terms of initial thoughts and my first impressions, the about and the website and the people, I'm going to give like Beehiiv a 4. I love that the look and feel of the website, it all feels really cool. I like what they're kind of doing, and it's exciting because it feels like they're new. I would have liked to see more of the use cases and people using it, which is what I think ConvertKit, their website just kind of really stands out for me in terms of the people who use it. Yeah, so I'm going to give them, I would have score them higher. I would definitely feel like a bit of a 5. So if I was kind of looking at these kind of two, whenever I kind of saw the people that kind of were using ConvertKit, I was kind of super impressed pretty instantly, because that was one of the ways when I was looking to try and find who would be good to use. I was looking at who are the people who I know, like, and trust, that's around the web. And yeah, so, but both are super good, because when these are like, and let me just kind of switch. So I will say, whenever we're going through this, I'm comparing these two, but I really do feel like these are the two of the best ones I could totally find. So I think that in general, the scores of both of these are going to be super high, because I'm kind of looking at the two of the best ones that I kind of, I already kind of did research. I was kind of looking around. Maybe it was looking at MailChimp or MailerLite and things like that. But these are the two that really stood out. So I think that both of these are going to score really high, but we're kind of looking at which one would kind of be best for you. All right. So that's kind of the initial thoughts. Let's go to the next bit. So the main features. So we want to look at okay, so I forgot to copy that across. Let me see if I can pull this across. And this is what happens when you do things live. So these are just some pointers for me so I don't forget what to talk about, so we can kind of cover everything. Okay, yeah, here we go. And let me just copy it in so that we all know what we're talking about. That's the main features. And after that, this is the ease and the UX. So I just created this little slideshow and figuring out use cases. So I might have got some of the slides wrong. Okay, cool. All right, perfect. All right, so main features. So I think once we've done our initial thoughts, we're probably going to start thinking about, okay, what do these do? Or do they both do the same thing? Or does one do something more? And are they kind of target the same kind of people? So that's probably what we're going to try to figure out. Yeah, like I said, like I haven't really done much research into these. I just kind of like signed up a couple of days ago, so I was just kind of looking. So I'm kind of learning at the same time as you. So main features, we're going to look over the offer, the free versus paid plans, and the limit that they set. So the kind of free limits or the kind of paid limits, and who would they kind of be for? Some kind of initial thoughts. So let's look into it, shall we? Let's start with Beehiiv. All right, so let's look at the features. Okay, so Beehiiv says, build for growth without complexity. And I got a really nice little flow diagram here. Launch website, send a newsletter, grow list, monetize, repeat. Isn't that wonderful? If everything was this easy, it would be awesome. So the best tools for the best newsletters, create. Okay, nice. They've kind of broke it down into really easy to learn sections. So create, okay, so you can create a website. So home base for your content and readers and the newsletter. Okay, so there's two, that's kind of simply breaking it down as two. I'm going to open these up quickly. I wonder if they have any more details. Okay, so build beautiful website. And yeah, okay. So it looks like you can create your actual website on this. So this is super handy if you are, if you've never created a website before, then it's really nice that they have this feature already there. Beehiiv hosted websites are fully integrated with your newsletter, effortlessly streamlining workflows and growing audience. So the create content once, and then it goes to your newsletter and the post content to your website. And then this is probably just why the websites are good, because they're SEO optimized, custom domains, subscriber, it's fast, that's cool. It's like having your own web dev team on staff. Okay, cool. And here are some of their favorites. Okay, this is cool. So let's just pick one. I love these like designs. These designs are wild. And make a statement inbox. Okay, that's just a kind of an ending call to action. Nice. Love this branding. That's super fun. Love all the illustrations and the colors and stuff. All right, so they use Beehiiv and Andy's newsletter. Okay, cool. So this must be like one of their templates. You can kind of see that they both look kind of similar in terms of just the layout. But I think what's really cool here is like this kind of shows. Let me flip here, or this really kind of shows that the power of branding, and that you can have the same template, but it can look like two completely different websites. So let's look at that again. And this is for I'm a designer, so I love looking at these. I don't do as much design anymore, but design is my background. So as you can see here, look how cool this is that it is the exact same like template, but they have like two different kind of vibes. Love that. Super cool. All right, so these are websites. We can't see the domain. Okay, and it looks like they have a custom domain as well, which is good. Okay, so that was website. Next is the newsletter bit. So publish faster, grow more, effortlessly create a beautiful newsletter with no code. Okay, so this is giving us a look at what the newsletters look like. And sleek, responsive templates, fully customizable, advanced analytics, referral programs. Okay, cool. No one knows newsletter better than the Beehiiv. Okay, cool. We have a morning brew style newsletter in Beehiiv. Okay, cool. This is why designing a newsletter. That's pretty cool. And let's keep on going. Publish, text editor, automations, artificial intelligence. So basically just AI. Yeah, I would be surprised if a company didn't have AI these days. So it's good that they have it. Next, and we're going to kind of log in with these as well. So we're going to look at the back end, the UI, UX of everything. But this is kind of just more looking at the main features and benefits. Grow. Okay, so this is, I think, one of the biggest benefits of both Beehiiv and ConvertKit is this growing. So I think that, let me just kind of switch. So I think that one thing is, I think that newsletters and email service providers, they used to just, provide that service about sending out big batches of emails to people. But I think that today's modern kind of companies understand that the creators probably want more than that. So they're looking to, say, monetize their audience in different ways, and they're also looking for ways to grow that audience as well. So, and the great news is that both Beehiiv and ConvertKit do this. So let's just kind of look at how they do it, and if they're like one does something and the other one doesn't. So, with Beehiiv to grow, they have a referral program, which is quite cool. So I think referral program is basically like, if you get someone else to sign up to a newsletter, then, you can give away like prizes and stuff like that, from what I understand. Yeah, so like create milestones and stuff like this. So I think the Morning Brew did things like that. So let's say that how this would work. If you referred like 10 people to to your newsletter, or if someone referred 10 people to your newsletter, you would send them out like a t-shirt, like a branded t-shirt or something like that, or like a personalized thank you video or something like that. That's kind of a cool way to use your already audience and try to get them to share the links around. Nice feature. Boosts. This looks super interesting, and I think it's basically just like paying for subscribers essentially. So I think that this is a really cool way to let's kind of look at this together. We're not going to watch the video, but yeah, you can kind of set your price from what I understand, and then they've got a bunch of newsletters already on the platform, and I think they just kind of advertise your newsletter to other newsletters, and then whenever they get you the active and engaged subscribers, and yeah, they just kind of get you people on your email list, which I think is super powerful. I think this is what becomes so exciting about both of these companies, is just getting real people to sign up to your newsletter, because essentially that's what it's all about, isn't it? These are people that you want to get into your little ecosystem, and people who really like what you do and really care about what you do. And yeah, there's going to be tons of different ways you can do that, from creating content across socials, or putting ads and stuff as well. So this is just another tool in the tool belt of how you can get people to sign up to your newsletter. And essentially, if you kind of see here, I don't know how much it costs, but it says like here, $2.80 per subscriber. And so if you have a budget for this stuff, then that could be super cool, where you could just be like, hey, I don't know, I'm going to put in $50 a month into this thing, and then you might get like, I don't know, like 20 subscribers a month you might get for that $50. And when you think about, I don't know, maybe you're trying out like Facebook ads or YouTube ads or something, how much would you be spending in order to get the same subscribers essentially? So that's super powerful. I love seeing that. Recommendations, cross promote your favorite newsletters. So I think from what I understand with this is basically, yeah, I think how it works, and obviously I'm learning as I go along here, but from the reading I did from like yesterday, a couple of days ago, is that basically you can share audiences. So if someone has a newsletter, and then they can basically like promote your newsletter, and then you will promote their newsletter. So it's kind of just like sharing audiences, which I think is pretty cool as well. Yeah, and it helps drive organic signups. That's really good. So yeah, as you can see, like this is like the super powerful section. We're kind of got like, we're only in deep, but if you kind of compound these, if you do each of these, this is probably how your newsletter can grow really fast over like kind of weeks and months. Okay, so pop-ups and gating. So this is basically like whenever you kind of go on a website, you'll get a pop-up that'll be like, hey, subscribe to the newsletter, or gating would probably be like, oh, this content is, just for subscribers only. That kind of idea. And that's cool. Subscribe forms. Okay, so these are kind of more normal, I would say, features of email service providers. So this is kind of like you can embed forms onto your website to kind of collect emails, and magic links. So let's read about a bit more about magic links. So unlock the potential of cross promotions. Magic links auto subscribe readers with just a single click. No landing page needed. Okay, cool. So basically, it just kind of makes that easier for an end user if they just hit that subscribe button. That'll just kind of work a lot more seamlessly, which just makes it nicer for the end user, and it's less likely they'll come into a problem or error and then just go, oh, do you know what? I won't subscribe. Which is pretty cool because you could use that button like across like your website or across socials and stuff like that. It's just nice to have like a link you could send someone and be like, oh, hey, I've got this thing. You can kind of send them a link and it will just automatically take them there instead of having to go onto your landing page, scroll down to the subscribe button and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so last is how much time we got. Okay, so we're looking at the offers, free versus paid, and limits. Okay, so we're kind of looking through all the different features. I'm pretty sure ConvertKit is going to have similar stuff, so I'm not going to kind of explain too much in depth on ConvertKit, but we're kind of just going through this. So the monetize bit. So this is really cool because you can actually make money from your newsletter, which is great. So if you're a creator, just having more streams of income on your tool belt is very helpful. So here you can monetize by their ad network. So okay, so basically they will probably have brands that they kind of work with. Yeah, you can see here. Let me kind of see if I kind of see any big names. Okay, well, the biggest name I kind of know is, oh, there's BetterHelp and there's Morning Brew, which is cool. So basically, these people can pay to kind of be on your newsletter, and you'll kind of get money, basically. That's really cool. And Boost. So like this is the other end of the spectrum. So basically, you can pay to get subscribers, or you can get paid. So if you kind of like add sponsorship from other people's newsletters, then you can get paid from that, which is super cool. And premium subscriptions. So yeah, I think that's if you want to turn your newsletter into a subscription-based newsletter, they have that feature in. Like, actually, let's kind of look in. Okay, so yeah, so this is basically just trying to, this is how you can maybe have like a free version of your newsletter and how you could kind of turn that into a paid version. So that's pretty cool too. Will be interesting to see what the price is of this and how much they take, because that's normally a thing that they normally take like a percentage or something if they do these kind of handle payments and stuff. And okay, we got analyze. So this is just kind of okay, segmentation. So splitting your subscribers into different groups. Analytics. We can do polls. That's quite nice. And survey forms. That's a nice feature as well. So you don't have to do that in a different platform. And we have, okay, this is getting a bit more deeper. We can go into A/B testing, API stuff if you're into that, and integrations. And this is how you hook it all up together with different platforms like Stripe or Zapier or Make. or your WordPress site, Webflow, Shopify. All right, so we've got that. And now let's look at the pricing. And this is just kind of looking at the basic overview of the pricing. We'll kind of go over it more towards the end once we've kind of looked at all the nitty gritty stuff. So we've looked inside it, we've kind of compared all the features and stuff. And I think we'll just have learned so much more. And then we'll look back at the pricing and we'll be able to get a fair impression of the costs. So let's get into it. So we have the pricing page is super simple, which I love. We just got 3 plans and it's monthly or yearly. Let's just look at monthly. We have launch, grow, scale, and yeah, it's always cool when you get like a free plan. That is awesome, especially if you are new. If you're anything like me, who's just new and getting started, it's nice to not have to, you know, fork out, you know, $49 a month if you have not many subscribers and you're not making an income from it. So it's really nice that they have this free plan. So what do you get in the free plan? 2,500 up to 2,500 subscribers, unlimited sends, web hosting, custom newsletter, campaign analytics, recommendation network, optimized delivery. And yeah, so normally how these kind of things work with the email service providers, they kind of like, it's by subscribers. So you can kind of see here up to 2,500, up to 10,000, up to 100,000 subscribers. And yeah, and then basically you'll get more of the goodies whenever you start paying, which is fair enough because people got to make a living. So you will find most of the best bits, I would say, in when you start paying for it. But usually, you know, it's good enough to get free to get started. So, and then when you start paying, you get custom domains, you get the monetizing things, I guess. So the premium subscriptions, segmentations, things like that. And then when you're paying $99 a month, you will get all the goodies where, okay, all the big stuff. So you get automations, referral programs, boosts. Okay, so all the lots of like the interesting things is up at the $99 a month. Just good to know. And if you're enterprise, you can contact them, which is outside of what I think most people would want to do, but it's there. And here's like a little table that does a breakdown. So what is nice, like I like that these email service providers, they just allow unlimited. I think that's just way better. I think before these companies used to kind of like limit to how many emails that you could send out, which was kind of reminds me of, you know, there was times when like, this probably shows my age. There was times when like calls and texts, this is before, you know, the internet was such a big thing, but like you would get like 100 text messages a month for like £10 or something. And I remember that was the kind of time, and that's how like, you know, these companies made money. It was like, or how many minutes you have for calls a month. And kind of now what we do now is kind of like how much data you use. If it's like 10 gigabytes or whatever, you can pay to get unlimited. But it's the same with emails. There was a time where you'd have to pay for the amount of emails that you send, but it's nice that there's now unlimited because, you know, email is like kind of the most basic function, I would say, now. But what people really want is all these extra things, I would say. So that's with like the kind of growth tools and the, you know, A/B testing and, you know, ad networks and all that stuff. That's where the gold is, I think, now. So yeah, it's nice that they've kind of modernized it. And I would say that not all companies are doing that. So it's nice that you're kind of working with this stuff. So that's kind of an overview of the pricing, and yeah. And then who's it for? I guess we'll know more when we kind of look into the software, both of them. Anyway, but yeah, you can kind of see like they understand, like if you're just like a super new creator, you know, you can get up to like 2,500 subscribers for absolutely free, and you love that. And what's really nice, I guess, about Beehiiv is that they don't. Yeah, their pricing is so simple. It's like $49 and $99, and that is pretty much it. Because sometimes, and you'll kind of see probably later, is with ConvertKit, is that it kind of scales with the amount of subscribers you have. So basically, you know, if you had, you know, 20,000 subscribers, you know, say you're on this, like you're still only paying like $99, or 80,000 subscribers, you're still only paying $99, which I don't know if you've looked much into email service providers, but this stuff can start costing a lot of money. So it's really nice that they're kind of making it super upfront and clean. I don't know what would happen if you have over 100,000 subscribers. Maybe this is when you become an enterprise. But yeah, I guess like you're probably more enterprise, and I guess you'd probably pay like, I guess it wouldn't be too much crazy, but you'd get all these extra bits as well, which would make it even more useful. So anyway, that is Beehiiv. Let's go back to the main features again, and we will kind of look at ConvertKit next. And yeah, we want to look at their offer, free versus paid stuff, and their limits and who's it for. So same again, but for ConvertKit. Okay, so let's try to figure out the features and what ConvertKit can do. So the nice thing, I guess, about ConvertKit and the way they've kind of set up, again, is by growing, sending beautiful emails, automate your marketing, and earn an income. Features. So I really love, like, again, shout out to the UI, UX people behind ConvertKit and the marketing people and the sales people, because they've really thought this through. It's really simple. I love when it's just like, I need to find something and you try to figure out how to find it and it's just right there. So congrats guys and gals. This is super impressive. That's just my own little, because I love this stuff. Okay, so we can look at the kind of 4 key areas: grow your audience, connect with fans, automate marketing, earn income, and a feature overview. That's really handy. So they've kind of broken down like the 4 kind of key areas that they're all about. And built by creators for creators. Okay, there's a community thing. Let's see what it says. Growth is all about experimentation and iterations. We make the process quick and flexible and da-da-da. Stop renting your audience. Own that connection by converting followers from social media, YouTube, and more to an email list with our beautiful landing. Yeah, so this is kind of like a really nice idea that just in general around creating email lists. It's like, it's all good when you are creating and you're like growing a following online and stuff, but what you really want is that you want to basically, like, you want to own that kind of connection with that person, and like the easiest way to do that is probably through email. So the idea is like, if you have followers on like YouTube or X or LinkedIn or whatever, like it's not really like the platforms kind of like gatekeep all this kind of stuff, and like if anything happened, like if you got banned or something, or the algorithm changed or something like that, you basically kind of lose all that kind of access. So imagine if, okay, let's be extreme, but imagine you had like 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and for some reason your account gets banned. That basically, you're kind of stuck. Like that's you gone. We'll switch it. But if you have like an audience, if you have the emails, like your kind of newsletter audience, then you still have the emails. So if you had like 100,000 people's emails, then even if you got banned from YouTube, then you could email all these people and be like, hey, this happened on YouTube. I don't know, I got hacked and stuff, and my account got stolen, whatever. And I created a new channel, and this is the new channel. Just imagine how powerful that would be, because you could just send an email out to all the people, and all the people would kind of click and they would kind of sign up to your new channel. So that's super cool. Okay, so we got grow faster, recommended. Okay, so it's just like a lot of writing here, and I've got videos and stuff. Okay, so I feel like this overview page is just a bit, it's hard to kind of skim through it, but I'm seeing stuff about selling digital products, which I think is something which is we haven't talked about yet, but we will kind of talk about, which is really interesting. Okay, so it's harder to have a breakdown, but I like that I don't know if you've noticed as well that each section is kind of with the color. So that's quite nice. So you can kind of figure it out. But let's go back over to the featured bit. So this is probably easier to kind of understand, I would say, because we can see here, you can grow your audience by recommendations. So probably the same as what Beehiiv had. Their creator network. So I think that's kind of the cross promoting each other as well, which is super cool. They also have landing pages and they also have forms. Connect with fans. We have email designer. Okay, this is just more the base features that probably everybody they will all have. So it's like email designer, email marketing, deliverability, automations, visual automations, integrations. Okay, that's all normal stuff. Earn an income, commerce, sponsor network, page. Okay, so let's have a look. We can get all features. Okay, that doesn't do anything. I don't know. Maybe that button's not working. Okay, so this is something that Beehiiv doesn't have, and this is something new. So I don't want to like kind of go over the kind of same stuff that we've talked about before, with like the recommendations and stuff like that. We can kind of see that in the platform once we have a look at it. But things that I think these are new features that ConvertKit has. So take your first step towards monetization today. So now this is really cool. Okay, here we go. So earn a living online as a creator. So if you already have a product you want to monetize, convert, and you can basically, there's ebooks, paid newsletter, album, presets, coaching. Okay, so now this is really cool because if you are a creator and you want other like ways to make a living online and monetize, let me just switch. I'll go here. So yeah, if you're a creator, and what you can do is like, not only do you have a newsletter where you kind of keep in contact with everybody, and I don't know, you can get sponsorships or you can get ads and things like that. You can sell like digital products, which is super cool. So like it's saying here that you can get ebooks, albums, coaching, and things like that. So that's a really cool feature, and there is other ways that you can do that. You can sell an ebook. So for example, you might have heard about Gumroad. It's a way that people can basically sell digital products. So you can just upload your book on the Gumroad, and then people can go to that link. They'll go to that Gumroad page and they can pay for the thing, and then they get the file. So there is ways around doing it, but basically with ConvertKit, you can do this on the platform, what it looks like. Again, when it comes to these things, they will probably be taking a percentage, I would guess, of the kind of sale and things like that. So when you're looking into these things, it's kind of handy to look at what, how much are these companies taking for these. So if you sold a book, basically an ebook, and you sold an ebook for $10, then how much is actually going to be in your pocket, because normally there is a processing fee. So it's kind of Stripe, and Stripe takes, I think, around 4% plus like 50 cents or something. So say around 4 or 5%. And then Gumroad would also take a cut of that as well. So it'd be interesting to see what ConvertKit does. And yeah, so basically, if you sold a book for $10, how much would you get for selling a book at $10? Maybe you would get $9, or maybe you get $8. And yeah, this matters when you think about it in the long-term picture, because it might not seem a lot if you have, when you just think about $10. But then if you scale that up, and if you become like a big creator, and maybe you are selling digital products which are, I don't know, $10,000 a month, $10,000 a month, then this starts to become a bit more relevant, because that becomes, I don't know, what's that, like $200 or $400 a month, and it can go up to the thousands. So these percentages, they do matter. Okay, so it's great to see that you can basically sell things through ConvertKit as well if you don't have that feature yet. So if you're kind of completely new, and don't have like a website or anything, or you haven't sold anything before, this is really cool. And you can have like buy now buttons, and yeah, we have pricing options. Okay, cool. I like that we can kind of see this here: standard, subscription, pay what you want. That's quite nice. Payment plans, and even a tip jar. That's super cool. So yeah, I guess an idea is like you could have a free newsletter, and then you could just have a little tip jar, and if anyone is kind of feeling pretty generous, they can just kind of like give you a tip for just the information that you do. I love that. Integrated payment processing with low transaction fees. Your earnings are protected. Okay, so basically they use Stripe on the back end. Most of these companies use Stripe, which is good. They're like super trusted. And start selling products on your free plan and only be charged as low as 3.5% plus a 30-cent transaction fee, and get paid out every week on a Friday. Okay, cool. So I'm not sure if that's outside of the, I'm going to guess that's outside of the Stripes fees. Normally that's what kind of happens. Okay, so features. Okay, and let's go to pricing. The best investment you can make to grow your creator business. Okay, so we have, just kind of scrolling down to see what we got. Okay, again, we have 3 plans. We have monthly and yearly. Let's go with monthly. And we have free, creator, and Creator Pro. We have $0. So again, there is a free plan, which is awesome. If you're just getting started and if you don't have a big list, or if you have 0 subscribers, then you can start here and you don't have to pay anything. It's a really nice way to get started. So it's up to 1,000 subscribers. So it's less than Beehiiv's 2,500. And you can kind of see what kind of stuff you get and what kind of stuff it's missing. So going up to the $15, and you can see here, this is when you start unlocking some of the goodies, which you get the free recommendations. So this is kind of the growth stuff, which I would say is super useful if you're just starting out, or if you have a bit of money and you really want to kind of like grow a bit faster, then, you know, having some of these paid features is super handy. So automated email sequences, these things are going to be super useful. Okay, and then the main difference with ConvertKit, and we'll talk about this at the end, is it is scaled by subscribers. So basically this is what this is, so how many subscribers you get. And you know, if we went, so 1,000 subscribers, so even if you have, you could still be on the free plan for 1,000 subscribers, but you wouldn't get these kind of features. But if you had 1,000 subscribers and, you know, you'd be paying $29 a month and you would be getting these kind of features. And the extra bits that you don't get is the newsletter referral system, subscriber scoring, and advanced reporting. Okay, so extra bonus features, and that adds like an extra $30 for 1,000 subscribers. So this is what I was kind of saying before between Beehiiv and ConvertKit, and we'll talk about this end with the pricing, is there's going to be a big difference when you kind of see as you kind of grow. And yeah, for this video is more for people just starting out, so you probably don't really care. You know, you're like, it would be amazing if you had a 100,000 subscriber list. But if you're watching this video, you're probably not there yet. If you are, then it's cool that you're watching. But yeah, but you can kind of see how much it would cost. So like, this is probably quite extreme. I wish I could go for a round number, but I can't. But say like 95,000, and you know, I guess you would definitely be paying for this one if you had that many subscribers. But you can kind of see what we were talking about before. It's, you know, $800 a month it could cost for 95,000 subscribers. But I will say this is, if you had a 95,000 subscriber newsletter, then I am pretty sure that you would be making a really decent income from that amount of subscribers. So I think that $800 a month is probably it would probably be worth it if you kind of used all its features to the full potential. So yeah, as much as this is a huge number, especially if you are starting out and you're just kind of thinking like, hey, I have got like no subscribers and I'm just starting out, but that's the great thing. You can, you know, it costs $0 and you can get up to, you know, 1,000 subscribers. So there is a difference there. And okay, this is where it kind of probably becomes a bit more fair to kind of compare the two, because Beehiiv's kind of mid-tier starts at $49 a month. So you can kind of maybe compare the difference there, or up to like, what was it, 99 a month? Yeah. So Um, we will look at the, we'll log in and kind of compare them fully, but basically, I think it's probably worth noting. But I would say, as much as you could probably easily make a decision and go, wow, like if I had, where do we go, 95,000 subscribers, and we would go instantly being, oh, that's $807 a month, and then we'd look at Beehiiv and go, oh, that would only cost me $99, and you would go, oh, is Beehiiv instantly better? I'm not too sure, maybe, but you would definitely save a lot of money. But it depends on like all the features and benefits and how you'd actually be using it, because maybe ConvertKit has stuff and you'd be like, hey, it is so worth it to pay that extra. Or you'd be like, I save a fortune on Beehiiv because I don't use those features. So that's how I'd kind of look at it. Okay, so wow, okay, that took a bit of time, but that's kind of looking all the nitty gritties. So let's score these. Okay, so kind of looking back and thinking about Beehiiv and ConvertKit, and I think what I really love about Beehiiv, it's so simple, and I love that it's kind of like a flat tier pay plan. I think that really stands out. On the flip side, ConvertKit has more features, I would say, because they have that kind of being able to do digital downloads and kind of monetize in that different way. So it definitely kind of feels like they both have their kind of pros. So I'm going to say that I got like, I think for what they both offer, I'm going to say give them a 4 for Beehiiv. I'm going to give a 4 for ConvertKit. I think like the dream sweet spot would be like the merging between these two. So if you had a bit more of flat pricing on ConvertKit with those extra features, or if you had those extra features in Beehiiv at the flat pricing, then that would probably be a dream vibe. So that's why it's 4. Okay. Next, we're looking at the ease of use and the UI and UX. And let's look at the navigation, onboarding, and does it feel good to use? Because I think that's super important. Is like, if you're going to be using this a lot, then you want to enjoy using it, and that's what I always find. Like does the software become a joy to use? I've definitely paid extra for softwares which are just more pleasant to use and the experience is better. So yeah, I think that's kind of an important feature. So let's have a look and let's log in. So I've created accounts for both of these. So maybe I will just, while I log, and so both of these are offering kind of like free plans. So that's all I kind of signed up for, kind of like a free trial. Okay, cool. Let's switch over. As you can kind of see, we have Beehiiv and we also have ConvertKit. Okay, so let's start with Beehiiv again. So like straight away, when we're talking about navigating, like onboarding and all that kind of stuff, when I see Beehiiv, like I get so happy because this type of dashboard feels so familiar to me, because basically I use Ghost CMS, and it feels very similar to Ghost CMS, and I love Ghost CMS. Basically it's like an alternative to WordPress, not to go into too much details, but basically Ghost is an absolute dream to use. It just works really simply. So seeing this, I'm like, first time I saw it, I was like, yes, that makes it so simple. So super clean UI. And it's funny because it actually feels quite different to, the branding of the page and stuff. I'm really glad that they didn't try to make the dashboard like super funky inside. They kind of kept it really stripped back. Okay, so, and this is basically the first kind of real time I kind of jumped in and maybe for like 15 minutes tried to click around. So I'm kind of learning with you here. So yeah, I think I've already did a bit of the onboarding stuff, so they kind of had some like pop-up dialogue things, which kind of like, yeah, tried to get you to do a few things, which I tried. Okay, so let's just go for, so what's really nice is that you can just start writing. I love that kind of button. That's kind of the main thing you want to do. So it's just like, I don't know, weekly update. Hi, my week has gone. Da 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 da. No. Put me as the author. Okay, cool. So that's the post settings. Email. Okay, so you can kind of change the difference between the title and the email. What it looks like on the website. SEO. That's nice. Delivery. This is who's it actually going out to. Okay, cool. And here's the actual writing experience. Like, I know that I'm probably going to say this a lot, but this is so nice. Just seeing how clean this looks and how simplified. I am definitely a minimalist at heart. So when things are simplified, it makes it so much nicer, the experience. It's kind of like Notion, I guess. When looking at it here, you /, and we would stick in the heading, like 5 top email service providers. You could do something like that. What else can we do? /. You can stick an image in here, which is super nice. Do they have like a... Okay, cool. They link up to Unsplash, so we could try email. Yeah, cool. And what we would do here, I would say a numbered list, and we would put Beehiiv because we're using Beehiiv. Okay, cool. And nice. Okay, so we have integrated AI. So I'm sure that you haven't been living under a rock, but AI is everywhere. So I'm really happy they have AI here. It can help you write your newsletter. So this is pretty much going to be the writing experience. What else we got? There's just words up there. Yeah, it looks nice. Everything that you could possibly need in a really nice way. Oh, nice. They have embeds. Okay, paywall break. Okay, so this is where you need to start paying for their plan. So I guess whenever you sign up, like I signed up, it's not like a trial where you get to see more of the features. It's kind of just a free plan. That's good to know. But basically what this is, you kind of gate access to, like, say if we had like writing down below, then you could have like a gated access so people can't read it. Okay, so that's kind of the email writing experience. And I think it looks amazing. I'm actually curious, did they create like a dummy website? I'm just wondering if they create you like kind of like a temporary website. Okay. Yeah, okay. What is my... Okay, so it's basically, you probably can't see it. What the... Yeah, because I've got so many tabs up. That's weird, because that is not my domain. That's weird. So basically, you probably can't see because I've got too many of these Chrome extensions. But the domain it gives you is just kind of like a subdomain. So it says like mats-newsletter- a bunch of numbers.beehiiv.com. So I guess this is probably the free website that they give you, and then you probably have to pay in order to get your custom domain. So my like custom domain is like the matlock.com. So I'd probably have to pay in order to kind of get that over to here. But it's cool. But for some reason the homepage doesn't work. So you're probably seeing that it's not working. So I don't know, maybe it's because I don't have some content or something, or I'm not too sure. And they have a sign up page. That's nice as well. So you can just send someone this link. Yeah, and then they can sign up instantly to Matt's newsletter. Super simple, nice. So you could even have this in your bio on social media as an example. What is this? Notifications. Okay, so probably you can get like pinged and stuff when people sign up to your newsletter, probably stuff like that. Right. We've kind of gone over the writing experience, content tags. Okay, this is kind of how to organize your stuff, I would guess. Automations, yes. So I was super interested in automations because basically automations will save you a bunch of time. Anything that can be automated, I am all about. So if you're anything like me and you don't have like a big team, big marketing team, if this is just kind of your own website or your own blog or something, if you're just a solo creator, anything that has automations in it will be your best friend. So you don't have to do this manually. So basically, I was looking at one of the projects that I'm working on, and basically I wanted to figure out how to automatically send people a bunch of emails. So I was trying to figure that out. But I think that we're going to try to do that with some use cases later. So, but I'm just kind of showing you that. Grow. This is things that we talked about before. They have that referral program, which is really nice. And you can kind of see what you get from it. Leaderboard, that's nice. Fulfillment. Okay, so I guess this is like, oh, this is when like people refer other people. So you already have subscribers and they, yeah. So basically if they hit their milestones, like if they hit that 10 milestones and you send them out a t-shirt or something. Okay, cool. Yes, this is the recommendation thing. That's really cool. How would you do it? Add recommendation. Nice. So this is where you would just find someone else that you can recommend, and I guess, and this is where people recommend you. Nice. That's that magic link. Get people to sign up really easily. Boosts. Okay, so boosts. That's quite interesting because you can't get access to the boost thing, which I was super interested with in the free plan. So you got to upgrade to the scale. Oh crap. Okay. Well, if you ever wanted to know what happens when you click that button, let's have a look. Oh, wow. Okay. So $99 a month. So it's on their top tier plan, which has this boost thing. So yeah, that's good to know because I would say that if you are new and just getting started, but you were really interested in this boost bit, so basically like paying for potential subscribers to your newsletter, then you would have to pay $99 a month in order to use that feature. Which is good to know. Which is a significant amount, I would say. Okay. Let's go to the monetization. And this is how you will get paid if you have ads in your newsletter from other people. That's cool. Is that? Ah, okay. So this is only in the trial. Okay, the refer programs in the trial, automations is in the trial. So this is all really good to know. So I would say that all the good stuff, and this makes sense, people got to make a living. So, they got to have a reason why people can pay for this platform. But if you're a new creator and you're just getting started, it is good to know that you probably won't get access to some of these things. So ads, you don't get access. Subscriptions, you won't get access to. That's the mid-tier partner program. Okay, so that's just a referral program. So 50% commission of revenue by simply introducing new customers to Beehiiv. So if I was saying to you, hey, if you found this video super helpful, then if you could use this partner program link, then you will probably get a discount, I would say. And it also gave a bit of a kickback to me for helping you make a decision to go over to Beehiiv or not. That's what basically that is. And boosts, Yeah, we talked about boosts. Ah, okay, so this is where you can put some of these people in your newsletter as well, and how much they pay. That's amazing. So I hit nearly $5 per subscriber. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so audience, subscribers. This is all the people. This is how you segment them. Polls, that's a nice feature, but it's paid. Custom fields, surveys, pretty cool. Subscribe forms, good. And then when it comes to this stuff, I won't be able to show you because I've got no people in this software. But it's on the, you wouldn't be able to see it anyway. But even just looking, we don't have the data and stuff in here, but it's just super clean. Like, I think that in terms of a usability as like a person who wants to use this software, like you can probably see it's really easy to kind of go through. I've used a ton of different softwares before, and it does make a difference, and you can kind of tell what's been thought through and what hasn't. So wallet, I guess everything that you've earned kind of goes in here, which is quite nice, and they'll pay out. And, you know, just normal settings and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that is Beehiiv. And yeah, kind of gone everything that we could kind of go through. Let's look at ConvertKit. And just as a reminder, we're going to look at the navigation, the onboarding experience. Does it feel good to use? That's the things that we're going to look at. Okay, let's look at ConvertKit. So what have we got? So like I said, I kind of signed up and I tried to do like, I don't know, 15 minutes of just kind of clicking around and seeing what's up. I remember they did get something where I had to message the customer support because it wasn't working properly. Or I had to like set something up. I had this kind of like error message at the top and stuff. I had to like verify, just kind of talking about the onboarding experience. I remember I had to like send them my website that I have. I had to say what kind of stuff I'd be able to put. I had to actually even send them one of my newsletter posts to kind of show what kind of content I would be putting. They even asked for, I think, my social media. So that was kind of like a downer, I would say, in terms of the onboarding experience, because like a bit of this software was kind of locked until I gave them all this information. And as someone who's just kind of like wants to look around and try it out, then I was a bit, yeah, it was a bit not of a good user experience, I would have to say. But maybe they had to do it for some reason, but it just didn't feel good on my end. Okay, and just so I think that, so unlike Beehiiv, or I guess Beehiiv, yeah, Beehiiv kind of showed you could see stuff on a trial, and then things were like completely locked unless you upgraded. And I think this is the same thing with ConvertKit. So basically they kind of give you a bit of a, you know, a sneak peek of what you would get if you paid for the software, which I think that's a cool thing to do. But it's just to be mindful is that if you are just starting out and you are looking to do the free plan, to be mindful of like what things will be closed off after the trial ends. So, okay, so let's kind of look at the different things. I wonder if this is always the kind of landing page you kind of go into, because that wouldn't be so wow. Because you kind of just want to kind of get stuck in. You don't want to have to like look at all this stuff. Anyway, grow, send, automate, earn. So I would be like, how do we just like create an email? Okay, so look at subscribers. Okay, organize subscribers and tag segments. Okay, well, let's just start with email because this is what this is all about. So let's see what it looks like. I'm guessing they're calling it broadcast. Okay, so I tried a dummy one, but I'll try it again. So we will create a new broadcast, which is essentially just an email. We've got some templates to choose from. Let's let's try to be interesting and let's use a template if it's available. Sometimes, so this could be a feature that's only in the trial. I'm not too sure, but just to be mindful, if when you're looking at the features and the pricing page, that some of these features might not actually be available. You know, hey everyone, it's, I don't know, March. So you wrote a nice email, da da da. What happens if you hit continue? Okay, so you can send an email or publish to the web, or I guess do both. It's quite nice. Even do a little preview. See what it looks like on mobile. It's nice. Send a test email. Okay, so this is basically how you send out a email out and blast email out to people. And email templates, what's that? Okay, that's what we just saw before, but this is quite nice because you can just create your own custom template and then you could just always use that. Sequences. Yes, so sequences are really nice because it's just a series of emails that you can blast out to everybody. And yeah, instead of like you manually having to go up here and hit a broadcast and send someone an email and then do the same again the next day, you could just do like a welcome sequence here. So like I signed up to these ConvertKit and Beehiiv. They've been sending me emails every single day with kind of just like little tips of like what to do and how to help and all that kind of stuff. So that's what these things are for. And okay, so you can see this is a bit of the yeah, okay. Maybe I went past too fast, but we can kind of go back in again just quickly. Send this after one day or after a week or something. Snippets. Snippets are handy because if you're writing a lot of the same things a lot, you can just do it once, and I guess you can just do like a keyboard command or something, create a little block inline. So basically, for example, like my thing, it's like my thing that I do and create and what I want to share is I help people sell online so they can design lives that they love living. So I will probably use that phrase a lot in the videos I do and like the writing I do. So a snippet is basically I could create like a little, let's say a little block. Yeah, and I could just basically be like, I help people sell online so that they can design lives they love living. Which is cool. And the name is like Matt's mission. Cool. So basically, and I'm sure there's going to be somewhere we could maybe just try to do it quickly. If we go into in here, and I wonder how is this snippet? There we go. Matt's mission. There we go. And then it just embeds it really fast and really easy. I wonder if they do also the /. Yeah, it's a / snippet. There we go. Super easy. Okay, so that's all the sand stuff. We've looked over that. Creator profile. Is this just like a footer thing? This one item topic. Okay, it's just kind of like a little footer thing. It's basically just like a snippet, but people can subscribe and stuff when you're posting stuff. And the landing page, I wonder if we can see a landing page. Okay, let's. so we can kind of create custom landing pages, and we have these kind of templates, which quite nice. And if you're just starting out and maybe, or if you're just testing out a business idea and you just don't want to, you don't want to commit too much. I know I'm definitely guilty of like overdoing things or over engineering things. That sometimes it's just better to kind of do something and do it fast. And that's when these templates can be super helpful, because you can just pick one. Like, let's pick like a super dope one. All right, say I'm like, oh, I would love to give out, I don't know, digital nomad cooking recipes. I wanted to create like a website which is all about meals that you can cook if you're a digital nomad. And look, this is basically a landing page that can just get you started. And yeah, instead of like trying to design a whole different website and all that stuff, you can create a landing page and you can test it out. You can send it to some friends or something, or you could run some ads to it to see if there's interest. And that's why these templates are pretty handy, just to kind of get started really fast, especially if you have like no experience in creating websites and stuff like that. Okay, so recommendations. Okay, likewise, this is how you can recommend, I guess, people, and they can recommend you too. That's cool. That's just basically a great way to kind of grow. I wonder what would happen if I kind of collected. Okay, you need to join the creator network. I wonder if that's a paid feature. I keep on getting these pop-ups saying I get a 30-day trial or something, so I guess it's like a paid thing. And yeah, automations, like I was saying before, like this is kind of like the main kind of super benefit you get from using these softwares is like having these automations. So someone goes to the landing page, like we talked about, like the digital nomad cooking thing. And after that, if they sign up, they could get the email sequence that we created before, which is like, welcome blog subscribers. So it sends in that first email after like a day and all that kind of stuff. So by the looks of things, you kind of have to build out the sequences over here, and then you kind of put them in here. I wonder if you could build a sequence in here. Email. No. Okay, so you got to do it like externally out there. And I'm not too sure with Beehiiv. Can I just quickly look? Okay, we'll look at use cases next, and we can try doing the same thing in both of these. I think that'll be super interesting. I think more just with automations, that's probably more interesting because we kind of looked at emails and all that kind of stuff. Integrations, this is how you hook it up to your website or anywhere else that you're hanging out. So if you're selling things on Gumroad, this is how you maybe collect emails from people. Shopify, Teachable if you're selling courses, things like that. And yeah, rules, RSS. And then here, okay, so here's like the really cool bit that I'm interested in, and that isn't in Beehiiv is, oh, okay. All right, so this is really cool and interesting to know, and this is why it's always good to have a trial of something, because commerce isn't available yet in your country. So I have no idea why, but I don't have access to this bit. And this was probably one of the kind of key features that kind of made me most excited about ConvertKit. So it's good to know that that it's not there, and we can't have a look at it, unfortunately. Tip jars, do we get access to that? No, we don't have tip jars either. Okay. So unfortunately, I can't show you what these kind of this whole part of ConvertKit is about. Maybe I could talk to them. I think because like one thing is because I'm a digital nomad, I'm kind of always in different countries and stuff. So I wonder if that would be a problem when it comes to this commerce thing. But if I put in where like the business is registered and I am registered and all that kind of stuff, maybe it should be available. But I guess I would have to talk to customer support and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so wow. Okay, so let's go back and score these. So like I instantly kind of know with Beehiiv. Beehiiv, I am like 5 out of 5. Like this, and this is like a dream to use Beehiiv. Like it's super simple. It's really clean. It was very easy for me to kind of understand and kind of navigate. So I think I'm definitely going to put in the 5 out of 5. ConvertKit. I'm probably less impressed with ConvertKit. I think I had that experience when I was onboarding, which made it a bit difficult. I had to like chat with the customer support. And in general, it makes it a little bit more confusing, kind of navigating it. So I will probably have to put it as a 3 from ConvertKit. And kind of comparing the two, if we kind of quickly go over, and obviously everyone will have their own kind of opinions on what they kind of like to use and stuff like that. But for me, I definitely find navigating and using Beehiiv much easier. Like I would be happy and I would be a delight to use this software. I already kind of know from using lots of different softwares before that I would just have a really nice, easy time to kind of use this every day. Using ConvertKit seems like, to me, it feels kind of like, I know there's a big software that's HubSpot, which is super huge company, and they do so many different things. It's amazing, like the amount of features that they have, but at the same time, it is confusing. So I think sometimes there's that kind of line between like the features and how it's kind of all set up, and does it do what you need to do? So everybody, like, it depends on what you kind of need and the depths of things. But for me, when I would look at these two, I would definitely be more delighted to use Beehiiv. Okay, what is next? Okay, so figuring out the use cases. So how would I schedule a year of emails? How would I automate a welcome sequence? How would I capture and grow? So we kind of maybe touched upon a few of these things before. So let's just quickly try to do the same thing for each of them. So we're going to try to do like schedule a year of, I'm not going to actually write the emails and stuff, but it's just as the idea how we would do something like that. And we'll do it both at the same time and we'll go through these. So let's give it a go. So schedule a year of emails. So like one of the ideas that I had was for one of the projects was like having like a monthly kind of like email. So it's like, how would I basically do that? And let's figure it out. And I don't know, I haven't used these software before. So this would be like you, if you were looking at this software and you'd be like, how do I do that? So we're both trying to figure out at the same time. And maybe while we're in that, we can kind of look at Beehiiv's templates as well. Okay, that's having a custom template. It's just... Okay, so again, so like what I was trying to do is like, this is for March, and I don't know, like, greetings for the 1st of March. So that's basically what we want to do. And what's kind of, okay. That's amazing. See, this is what I love about software sometimes. It's like whenever you want it to do something and it did the thing, that is customer delight. So I just wrote this thing in. I don't know if you kind of saw, but yeah, basically I wrote this post, I kind of put a title and a subtitle, and I went over to email. I was like, oh, that's really annoying that I have to like copy it. Like I have to write the same thing again. And then I saw this button and it does that. That's really cool. And you can even A/B test different subject lines. That's really nice. And okay, so you'd maybe have to like change the slug or something, March update or something. Thumbnails, all that stuff. All right, well, we're not kind of too worried about that. What we really care about is if we had like an email and for the year. So if you imagine this is like a post for March and it's a draft. Do we have to... Save as a template. What do we want to save it as a template? We could schedule it out. Schedule it out for the 1st of March. Okay, cool. So I'm pretty sure I haven't hooked this up to anything. Yeah, there's no active subscribers and stuff, so we won't be able to do any of that stuff. But so that is one way. Now I was wondering if with the automations, how would that work? Because this is, yeah, so this is when I was testing things out and I wanted to do like a 12-month of like life design. So if signed up, then wait until, let's see. I'm wondering if, okay, cool. So as you can see, if someone signs up, it will wait until any day of the week and at 12 at a certain time. So this is Eastern time. Yeah, this is really nice. So you can do it because you don't, if you had someone who signed up, like you wouldn't want them to get an email at the crazy time at night if they're from like a different country. So you want it the time zone of the subscriber. That makes more sense. And you want them to send an email. So as if active, confirm, save. And how do we change that? Configure. Okay, so I think that's, yeah, that's what was really nice. So if you imagine, can I delete this? How do I delete this? Delete, perfect. Okay, so you don't actually, so this is what works out even better. So we can click here and we can hit send an email and it creates that kind of email template here. And then we just go in, we can create the email in here. We can type in March. We can be like, you know, creating for the 1st of March. You know, we can see a preview, test. This is how we can test the email. See it. So that's really nice. So, and then we would just end up doing the same thing where we would like wait until, you know, another day basically, and then we'd do the same thing. So building an automation seems to be quite easy here. That's how we do 12 months. So if you imagine, that's what we do. So someone signs up, wait a day, send them an email, and then what would happen would be we'd wait until a specific day. We would do, this is interesting. We can't do a specific date. Okay, so you can't really do that in automations. You'd probably have to schedule that as the posts before. Okay, so this is more if we wanted to do like a welcome sequence, we would use automations. Okay, so this is if we want to do like an onboarding. But what we wanted to do was schedule a year of emails. And if we wanted to schedule a year of emails, we would have to do it as a post, and we'd have to create basically 12 posts and schedule it to go at a certain date like we did at the start. Okay, so now with ConvertKit, let's do the same thing. And I'm guessing it's probably going to be the same. We would have to do a broadcast. We'd start a new broadcast. Let's just do text only. And subject line, March. And, you know, putting in like, doing that. Continue. Okay, and then we could pick to send the email, and then we'd send for 1st of March. That's how we would schedule it. And we could publish it on the web around then too. Okay, cool. So we'd probably just do the same thing. That's pretty straightforward. So that's how we would schedule a year of emails. We would just have to do it through these posts. Okay, so what's more interesting is automate a welcome sequence. So like I was saying, this is going to be a paid feature for both of these platforms. So I would be mindful of that. And this is the, I'm pretty sure if it's this purple thing, this means that it's the mid tier, this grow plan. So you'd have to pay $49. And then for the ConvertKit, I'm pretty sure it's the mid tier as well. So but I think that starts at $19. So we kind of gone over this a little bit, but let's just show, okay. Anyway, so it would be like a welcome sequence. And, you know, when someone first signs up to the newsletter. So basically you might want to just, you might just want to like, when someone signs up, you might want to send them like, hey, here's like the best content pieces that most people read or something. And you kind of give them like all the good stuff for like 7 days and you mess them every day. And then after that, they can just go into like, I don't know, getting an email every week or something. So the trigger would be, yeah, once they signed up. And the condition, I don't think we need to put a condition. Okay, that's nice. So basically if they're in a tier, and maybe if they're in a free tier, maybe you don't do it if they're in pay tiers, maybe you send them a different sequence. That's quite nice. Activate it. And then, yeah, you would just, like we were doing before, you'd probably send them an email. And the first email might be like a thank you email. It should be like, thanks for signing up. And then, I don't know, you put whatever else you wanted in there. Okay, cool. And then basically we were kind of going through it before. You would wait a certain amount of time and then you'd send another email. That's really nice. And then eventually, okay, you can do true false branches, update subscription, just out of interest, what's in there? Okay, you could put someone inactive. So basically if no one kind of engages, you could take some different rules. So that's how we would do a welcome sequence automation. Now it is different in ConvertKit because this is what we were kind of playing around a bit before. And let's do a new automation. And that's really nice. They have templates. That makes it easier. That's a really nice feature. I absolutely love that. But let's say if we're starting from scratch and want to start building, and it's, you know, from a form, or where do we get? Okay, that's interesting. Why is there? Maybe it's just because I have no like subscribers or something. So maybe if they subscribe, they have like an active tag or a free tier, but you can kind of see like, all I just want to do is like when someone just signs up, but you have to kind of be like from a specific place. Okay, so say from the landing page, add event. And again, we'd probably want to, it's the email sequence, welcome sequence. There we go. But the thing that, and then let's try again. And what we want to do is we want to wait for a day. That's working quite nice. And then we want to like send them another email. Yeah, so this is where it gets a bit annoying, I would say, for ConvertKit, because you have to build it outside this automation bit. So I would have to go back out, back the sequences, we go to this sequence. And, okay. No, I was figuring this out before. Okay, so it's just a different way to use it, but it's still, yeah, so as you can see over here, this is where, let's have a new sequence, because that's probably confusing. Let's create a new sequence. So this is how you'd have to work it. You'd have to figure out what your sequence is first, and then build it, and then you just click one time to automate that sequence, if that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but let's just show here where it's like sequence would be like a welcome series or something, and in the welcome series it would be like day 1. Oops. Oh, back. So it'd be like day 1. That'd be the first email, and if you can see over here, this is where you put the extra email, and it would be day 2. And then you'd keep on building out that, your full sequence in here. And then we'd hit publish. So you do like maybe like a 7-day sequence. I don't know why it's getting errors. Okay, it's getting errors. And then now we would go back to the automation. And yeah, we would go back here. And then this is where we would have that welcome series. Now, I think what would kind of be confusing to me would be, how does it know the timing between each of the emails? Maybe you have to do that in the sequence too. Welcome series. Yeah, okay, so in here after 1 day. Okay, cool. So as you can probably see, there's just 2 different ways of setting these up. I don't know if you can do sequences on... I don't see a way to do sequences on Beehiiv. So that's quite a nice feature. If we went back to what I was talking about before, where I wanted to send a email at the start of a month, like now that I kind of know ConvertKit a bit better, I would just do that as a sequence. I would do like a letter or a writing for each, like 12 pieces of writing as a sequence, and then I would go into the automate thing, and basically whenever someone signed up to my yearly yearly sequence, then they would get that published. So that worked quite well. Versus on Beehiiv, I don't think I would have to create all the posts separately in here. And then I would have to go into the automations and then kind of like build it one by one. So sequences are pretty cool. But at the same time, it's a bit more tricky in automations just to add in like an email in here. Like everything has to go through these sequences. You can't just like build it all in here. So pros and cons. Okay, so how would I capture and grow? That was the other question that we wanted to kind of compare them. And again, we've kind of went through these already. You could use these like referral programs, but that's paid. The recommendation seems to be that's part of the free plan, and the boost you have to be on the high paid plan. But as you can see, it's very straightforward, which I really like. Monetization, again, we kind of already went through it. On Beehiiv, it looks really simple. Just on the side here on ConvertKit, I would have loved to show the features of like setting up a product and all that kind of stuff, but we can't really do it in here. So yeah, so everything's kind of in there. There's this creator profile. Okay, so I think we've kind of gone through enough, and then we can probably start thinking about these scores. So how would So figuring out the use cases. So kind of going through, we looked at scheduling a year of emails, how we would automate a welcome sequence, and how would we'd capture and grow. So both were relatively straightforward. We kind of were learning how to do it together. I would say that there's kind of pros and cons when we kind of looked at the automating bit. And again, it's one of those things where if they kind of merged and if we had the Beehiiv ability of like the automation thing where you can kind of do everything in there, but with the sequence of ConvertKit, that would be like the perfect blend. So I think Beehiiv is missing that kind of sequence bit, and ConvertKit is kind of missing the ability to kind of do things a bit more in that kind of automation bit, scheduling and things like that. And how would I grow and capture? So again, I couldn't really see fully with earning on ConvertKit. Which one would I probably prefer to? So I'm gonna have to like say again, like 4. Yeah, both. I'm gonna both 4. They're both not perfect. They both work really great. But I think that if I had to use, yeah, I would have to put it as a tie. Yeah, a tie for now. Okay, and let's go to the last one, which is price and value. So we're looking at the pricing and the value and the first impressions. What does the internet say? I thought this would be a nice kind of thing as well, because that's kind of like the social proof. What do I think? And then we'll do an optional Q&A if there's anyone who wants to ask some questions while we're still live. So let's kind of go back. We will kind of look at the pricing and value. So we've already kind of went through a little bit. So let me just pull up both of the pricing pages now, and the value. Okay, so I think there's probably like a clear in terms of pricing and value. Beehiiv, it just wins hand down. I just looking even at their free plan, you get 2,500 subscribers for their free plan. Whereas if you did the same thing with ConvertKit, yeah, they don't even show you to make it comparable. But it's kind of like around, what's 25 to 40. So yeah, if you're just getting started out, you could definitely grow more on the free plan with Beehiiv. But like I've been saying, if you wanted kind of like the main core features that really makes this good, then like you probably need to start paying $49, which is pretty, it's a significant amount to start paying. And then if we kind of looked at for what would be the equivalent in ConvertKit, that's around 3,000 subscribers. So it kind of gives you an idea. You could have up to 10,000 subscribers, up to 3,000 subscribers. And newsletter refer system, that would be like a nice feature to have. That only comes in Creator Pro. What kind of features come with this? Yeah, the thing that would be really amazing to have with Beehiiv would be being able to get that ad network or the boosts. I think that's kind of one of the biggest, coolest features. But you need to pay $99 a month. Is there equivalent for ConvertKit? Paid recommendations. Yeah, so you would, yeah, because you could even start for $9 a month, up to 300 subscribers, and you could get the paid recommendations and the automation. I think automation is always a big one as well. So you can start automating with $9 a month, whereas you need to pay $49 with Beehiiv. So yeah, so there is more wiggle room, I would say, with ConvertKit and Beehiiv. Okay, so what are we looking at? So pricing and value and first impressions. So yeah, I would say that would be my first impressions. It's kind of easy to look at Beehiiv and go, it's what the value for this is so much more because you get way more subscribers and stuff like that. But they kind of gatekeep it at a much higher price. So that's probably where it becomes difficult. Whereas you could kind of get more for a cheaper price. You can actually get some of the great features with ConvertKit without needing to pay $45 or $49. Because you could even get the top tier stuff, which is newsletter referral system, service score, and advanced reporting, starting at $25 a month. Probably wouldn't need that stuff if you're just starting out, but yeah, it's the equivalent of like having 1,000 subscribers and paying 50 a month, which is this. So next is what the internet says. So I think this is kind of cool because like what I did before, and I probably won't do it here, like I was looking through on X and just kind of going through about what people were commenting. I even did a post on X as well, which got some traction from people, and they were just kind of giving their comments and stuff. But I'll just kind of give my what I kind of found when I was kind of searching about these, which is basically my interpretation. You can kind of go out and do your own. What I would do is that you can kind of go and look at if they have any reviews and scores and stuff across the internet. I usually find that's quite interesting too. But what I really want to try to look for is like, what are the users actually saying? And yeah, when I was looking at both of these, there was just both sides. Everybody was singing their praises. There was lots of definitely happy customers. I would say on Beehiiv, people who sign up for Beehiiv find it a lot more value because they might be saving hundreds how much they spend every month just by switching over to Beehiiv. So, but at the same time, whenever you look at ConvertKit and what kind of users use it, some like the top creators and stuff are using ConvertKit, and there's a reason for that as well. So they're more than happy to pay for this price. So yeah, so that was kind of what I got. But both of these were kind of like the top tier services when I was looking around what people were saying. So, and okay, so I'm just going to say, like, let's score them, and then I'll just kind of give what I think a little bit. I guess I've just been kind of already given what I think. So let's just kind of, I would say, so this is where it becomes interesting, because if you are a big content creator, if you have a big email list, then the value of Beehiiv is always going to be like 5 out of 5, because you will save hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But saying that, if you are a small new creator and you would like to use some of these features such as the boost or automations and stuff, having to pay $49, it kind of it's a big jump from free to $50 a month nearly. So there's kind of two sides to this. So if you're a new creator, but then you have the free plan, which is $2,500, which is very generous as well. So again, I would say, and then with ConvertKit, you can kind of get started, which is really nice. You get less of that ability to get up to, what is it? You get 1,000 subscribers. But the good thing is that if you have a small list, you pay less. So yeah, I would say, but in general, compared to other email service providers, these guys are often really good offers in general. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to put like 5 out of 5 for Beehiiv, but I do love that that flat tier pricing is amazing. And then ConvertKit is more expensive, 100%, but it also kind of gives you more options if you're just starting out as well and not have to pay a lot. So again, I am going to tie them up as 4s. Okay, so let's do some ending thoughts and scores. So this is going to be interesting. And okay, so I think I've got the same kind of thing, and we'll go both of them individually. So let's tally up Beehiiv, and then I will give some thoughts, and maybe I'll give my kind of what my thoughts and recommendations are after we kind of looked at it together. So we have, I'm just kind of looking at the bottom here, we have a 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4. Okay. Okay, so from my calculations, that's four fours and a 5. That is 21. And I really hope that my Mahaz on a live is correct. But I think so. 4 fours are 16 plus 5, 21. Okay, so Beehiiv gets a score of 21. So so 3 thoughts on Beehiiv. I think it has an awesome UI and UX that is outstanding. I would say that the flat pricing is super generous for large newsletters. I would also say that the final point would probably be I would say it's generous for new creators, but limited, and that makes sense. And if I would say, yeah, I'll do kind of who I think is for after, but let's kind of go to ConvertKit. And ConvertKit, we can kind of look, and what did they get? They got initial thoughts. They got a 5 out of 5, and they did really good there. Main features, they got a 4. They got a 3 out of ease of use. They got a 4 for figuring out the use cases, and they got a 4 for the price and value. So that is 12, 15. Is that 20? It's 4, 8, 11, 15. Yeah, 20. All right, so we actually have a clear. So I'm just going to put this as a nice 21 out of 25 for Beehiiv, and we have 20 out of 25 for ConvertKit. Okay, so there we go. There is the end scores. We have a slight edge and a winner with Beehiiv, edging it out with an extra 1 point. Yeah, so we kind of went through together, and there's probably reasons they were super close, super tight. Both are amazing platforms for sure. I would say maybe with ConvertKit, I guess they lost kind of points on my kind of scores because of that ease of use, and the onboarding experience wasn't so wow. But in general, they probably have more features and stuff. So yeah, my ending thoughts, I would say, who would find it better? So I would say that if you don't care about the automations, and you don't care about the selling a digital product and things like that, you just want to send out emails, then I will say Beehiiv is probably the go-to option here. I think that even just having that generous 2,500 subscribers ability before you even have to think about paying is it's super generous, and I think that's really cool. It's really good to use. It's really easy to use. So I think that if you are just all you care about is sending out an email, you won't have like a better experience than doing it on Beehiiv, I would say. And they're super generous what their free offer is. And then what's super cool is if you ever want to, I don't know, if you got to that 2,500 and you're like, hey, I want to grow even more, I want to grow even faster, then paying that $50 and then getting those extra benefits of automations and being able to, you can't boost unless you pay the 99. So, but I think it's super generous. And if you just into doing writing emails, then I think Beehiiv is the go-to option. And with ConvertKit, I would say ConvertKit is a great option if you want a more expansive experience in terms of wanting to go beyond writing newsletters. That's what it seems to be really tailored at, which I think is really cool. But we couldn't look at it, unfortunately. So I'll just switch. No, I'll go back. So with ConvertKit, yeah, I would say that yeah, if you want to do more than newsletter, so if you are like, you want to set up a website, you want to send out the emails, you want to start doing digital downloads and things like that, then I think that ConvertKit is going to be, the stuff that just Beehiiv doesn't do. I love the fact that you can kind of get some of the core features and not have to kind of pay like a big amount of $50 a month. I think it was like $9 a month you can kind of start paying, which is I think more generous for people who are just starting out. If you're kind of new creator and stuff like that, then I think being able to pay $9 a month seems a bit more reasonable than kind of starting off with $50 a month. We didn't look into how much they take in terms of the digital downloads and stuff like that, but I couldn't really show, but maybe I can quickly have a look, because I think that would probably be another good decider on what you'd want to do. So let's kind of look for and e-commerce. Okay, so I just wanted to see if I could quickly find out what percentage that they take, because I think that would be very handy, but I don't see. That's a shame, because I think that being able to see, oh, here we go, full expanded, earn a living, here we go. Our transaction fees are inclusive of credit card processing fees, so Convert only takes, oh wow, wait a second. So if that is true, which I would be very surprised, then so it says 3.5% plus the 30 cents, but then if you go to Stripe, because they're using Stripe, yeah, it would be nice to know, like, if they made this like a little bit clear, but they said that only takes 0.6%. But if we kind of look at Stripe, okay, Stripe takes 2.9 plus 30 cents. Okay, wow. Okay, so that is really good to know. I'm really happy that we kind of looked into that. So yeah, so ConvertKit is only taking 0.6% of the transaction fee. That is like really generous. So that is an awesome thing to kind of really to learn and understand, because why is this important? Like we were talking about before, these percentages matter, because if we went to Gumroad, and this is another way that you could sell like a digital download, and we can look at Gumroad. And Gumroad takes 10% flat. So that is like, I wouldn't say it's like, it's nearly triple you know, is what Gumroad takes, like 10% flat. And like I was saying, like these percentages really add up. If you're talking about like a, you know, a $10 ebook or something, you might not think that's too much, but if you're a big creator and you're bringing in like tens of thousands every month, then you would definitely feel the difference between a 3.5% and a 10%. So that's really cool to know about ConvertKit. Awesome. So that is a super benefit actually of ConvertKit. So I would definitely say that then if you want to sell more, if you want to sell like digital downloads, if you want to like gatekeep things and stuff like that, that's beyond what Beehiiv does. So it's more of the commerce section, then ConvertKit is the way to go. Especially if you don't want to have to worry about using Gumroad. There's another thing called Lemon Squeezy, which also do these things. But that full e-commerce experience can be handled by ConvertKit, which is pretty huge if that's what you want to do. So yeah, that would be my recommendation for ConvertKit. So yeah, and that's probably, and to put simple, I would say that if you want to just write a newsletter and you just want to kind of get started and grow and push out content to an audience, then Beehiiv seems to be the way to go. If you want to go beyond and start thinking about how other ways to monetize and how to create digital downloads and all that kind of stuff, and you don't already have a system in place, like you don't already have like an e-commerce website, because for example, maybe you could use Squarespace and you're already got products and stuff set up in Squarespace, and you know that you don't actually need that e-commerce feature, then you know use Beehiiv. But if you don't have that and you want to start selling stuff and you just want a simple way to do it, then ConvertKit seems to be the way to go. So that would be kind of like the ending thoughts for both of them. It gets a 21 and a 20. They're both awesome, and yeah, you know, we have these three options and ConvertKit. I think I've gone over all the thoughts. Okay, let's just do it so we can finish it up. So the thought is what I was saying before. It's like easier or better to value to start using great features. That's awesome. I would say it's amazing value for e-commerce. 0.6% that they take on top of Stripe is amazing. And I would say yeah, I would say it's just more of a full package for e-commerce. So I think that's the real benefits of ConvertKit. And yeah, and then we'll just end it on who I am and what I do. So yeah, this is the first time I've ever done something like this, so hopefully it is helpful and beneficial. It has been a long live stream, but we have really dissected this and we have gone into everything, and I hope this was actually useful, and it was really fun actually. I really enjoyed it. But my thing is helping people sell online so they can design lives they love living, and that's my thing. That's what I love to do. That's what I'm sharing content about. Like this one here, this is all about helping you decide on what would be better for you if it's for creating emails. So that's what I want to do. I want to help people so they can sell online so that they can design lives they love living. That's what I've been doing for the last 7 years, and that's what I would love more people to be able to do. There is my handle. I am at thematlock, and you can find me across all the socials, and you can go to thematlock.com for my personal website. And yeah, I'll be sharing more of these. So yeah, that is everything for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. For everyone who were here, for the live, for the comments that I got, for the people who kind of stuck through and watched this. I hope it was interesting. I hope you learned something. And yeah, I guess I might find like an affiliate link or something for one of these products, or both these products probably. And yeah, in general, these things will basically cost you no different. You'll probably get a free trial. You might even get an extended period of trial. I'm not too sure, but I'll try to find the best deal for you. And then if any of this was helpful, you can click on that. It helps support free content. But thank you so much, everybody. And yeah, have an awesome day. Later.